Hey, Bob Hayes here, Region 34. Hopefully you've seen our first two videos on refereeing. Today we're going to work on next level game time performance and post-game procedures. So let's get started.
Specifically, we're going to talk about dissent, injuries, misconduct, applying advantage, fine-tuning your skills, and managing the handshake. Let's get started with dissent and misconduct. So what exactly is dissent? It can come in many forms. Dealing with dissent is often the most challenging aspect for new referees. And while you may be thick-skinned, any dissent that you allow to go unchecked will just embolden the heckler, and it will soon spread to others on the sideline and then to future games. So you need to address it. Here are some basic tools to deal with dissent depending on how bad it is. Maybe it just takes a look, but it could take a polite request. Maybe you stop the game and have a talk, perhaps a warning, or maybe you need to proceed to a caution or a send-off. Engaging dissent, we talk about the 3 Ps. Was it personal? Was it public? Was it provocative? Here are some examples.
Come on, Red!
Definitely public, not terribly provocative, not terribly personal. Maybe just a polite reminder that dissent will not be tolerated.
Parents, let's let the rest of us.
Oh, come on!
Again, public, but not too personal, not too provocative. Perhaps blow the whistle and have a talk with him. If you need to speak to a coach, wait until the stoppage or blow your whistle to stop the game and walk slowly over to the technical area and have the coach meet you on the pitch, both facing away from the touchline. This keeps it more private while allowing you to maintain visual contact with the players.
Not the referee. Coach, not repping right now. Other games, not right now.
Try to end on a positive note.
That's a terrible call!
Now it's starting to be public and provocative. It may be time for his final warning.
You're terrible!
And now he's made it very personal. Something like this should merit a caution.
He's a terrible rep, isn't he?
This one is very personal, but certainly not public. Perhaps a stern look from the AR will suffice.
Touching the ground. That's a handball! Handball! That's offsides! Right there! Offsides, ref! Come on!
Calling fouls from the sideline undermines the referee's authority and is also a form of dissent. And dissent doesn't have to be verbal. A coach wandering outside their technical area or onto the field is a form of dissent. Parents coaching from the sideline undermines both the coach and the referee and is also a form of dissent.
Hey Fletch, get up there and mark 11.
Parents, no coaching, please.
Spectators are not allowed behind the goal unless they are actively taking photographs or video. But as soon as they start coaching or cheering, you must ask them to return to their sideline. If you need to resort to a caution, make sure you use proper mechanics. Pull the card and hold it with a straight arm above your head in a calm, professional manner. For coaches, I suggest issuing the caution from a fair distance to avoid further confrontation. If it is for a player, you should be a few yards away. Never thrust it toward a player's face. Make sure you record the incident in your book. For a second caution, you should first show the yellow card and then show the red card. You should make a brief entry in your book with enough information to help you write up a full incident report after the match. For spectators, you do not show them cards, but you may still need to caution them with hand gestures and your voice.
Parents, is your first caution.
And if they do not heed your caution, you may need to eject them. Let's move on to player injuries. Remember, you can stop a game at any time. If you feel a player is definitely injured, especially a head injury, absolutely stop the game and wave the coach on right away. Most injuries, however, are minor. If I think the injury is slight and perhaps there is a promising attack, I will stand near the injured player or maybe point to the player while watching play continue. Once I realize the attack did not materialize, I will blow my whistle to stop play. Once I stop the game, I ask a simple question. Hey 3, how you doing? Do you need your coach or do you just need a minute to recover? If they say just a minute, I hold up my hand to make sure the coach stays off the pitch and announce he says he's okay. If they say coach, wave them on right away.
You need a minute or do you need your coach?
What you should not do is hover over the players for an extended amount of time and then call the coach on. To review, for injuries, you have 3 basic options. Call the coach on immediately, assess the player and A, hold the coach off, or B, have the coach come on right away. A player should be asked to leave the field if there is any blood, which should be covered with a bandage. Any blood on the uniform must be neutralized with peroxide or alcohol. Law 5 says a player must come off the pitch for medical attention, such as a band-aid, and can come back on when invited by the referee. In youth soccer, a quick visit by a coach does not qualify as medical attention, so a player with a minor injury should not have to come off the pitch. A big challenge: try your best to keep parents off the pitch unless it is a game-ending injury. For those overbearing parents who simply cannot stay off the field, my rule of thumb is that if they believe the injury is so bad they need to come on, then I send the player off under Law 5 and bring them back on at a future stoppage. The next time that player is injured, he or she will be telling their own parents to stay off the pitch. So let's move on to applying advantage. Basically, if a team gets fouled but gains or retains the ball and there is a promising attack, you may choose to let play continue. Here are some examples. In this example, orange clearly handles the ball, but white gains possession, so we give advantage. Here, orange deliberately handles the ball with his elbow. The ball goes to white, and they gain possession, so we call advantage. Here, white number 3 gets tripped by orange, but retains possession and has a promising attack, so we call advantage. In this example, orange 10 is tripped by white 9, but orange 10 retains the ball and has a promising attack, so we call advantage. Let's go over the mechanics of calling advantage.
Advantage! In the old days, we did this 2 arms. I recommend you stay with that. You can just do 1 arm now. You don't have to say advantage. I recommend it so everybody on the field knows. Everybody in the field, all your U10 parents who don't really understand advantage, you're saying, I saw the foul, and I'm not calling it because the team has an advantage to keep going. So you raise your arms, use your voice. Another way you can say it is, play on! That means it, and don't get that confused with play. Play on means I saw a foul, and we're going to keep going. Play means I saw that, and there was no foul. Another term you can use is, I like some refs use, nothing there, keep going, nothing there. Basically you're saying, yes parents, I saw that and I've made a decision that we're going to keep going, there was no foul. Parents just want justice for their kids. They will forgive you if you made a decision that they disagree with, sometimes. What they are less forgiving about is if you completely miss something. And if you say play, that tells the parents, yes, I saw that, I'm not calling it.
And our decisions on whether to call advantage or not will depend on the location on the pitch. If it occurred in the defensive third, the attack is not so promising given the distance, so we typically only call advantage here if the ball has gone to the keeper. In the attacking penalty area, advantage is rarely called since a PK is more likely to translate into a goal. The middle third and outside the penalty area is where advantage is going to be your best option. When you see a foul, give it 2 or 3 seconds before you make your decision to see what develops, and then blow your whistle or call advantage. Let's move on to fine-tuning some of your referee skills.
Hey, a couple other things we see with first-time referees and assistant referees. Let's talk equipment. Sometimes I see referees with long lanyards running with the whistle in their mouth. We are not basketball referees. We like to use our voice out here on the pitch. So I recommend a short lanyard whistle. Keep it on your wrist. You can run with it. Even if it falls out of your hand, you got it. If you have to write in your book, it's right there. The other thing is watch. Don't come out here with a phone and try to do that. Have a nice watch. Count up. Don't stop the watch while on the field. Just always count up. If you want to add time, let's say it's a U10 game, 25 minutes. If break took a little long and you want to add some time, if there's time, you just go to 26 minutes or whatever you decide. If you can, all the national referees that I know carry 2 watches. That way, if there's an injury, hey, I'll start a second clock. Hey, that injury took 2 minutes. I may add some time. So 2 watches is not a must, but it's a big advantage sometimes.
Here's my rule of thumb for quarter substitutions. A water break substitution should take about 60 to 90 seconds and is part of the game, and I would not add time for a normal break. So, with a 25-minute half continue, I typically blow my whistle a little bit before 12 minutes, and I expect the teams to be back on and ready to play at just after 13 minutes. If that happens, then the second quarter will also be just under 12 minutes for a 25-minute total half with no time added for substitution delays. If a winning team is back on the field quickly and ready to go after a water break, and the losing team is the one taking their time, I do not add time. If it is the losing team that is ready to go and the winning team took an extra 30 seconds to get back on the field, I may add 30 seconds. It is typical to add time for injuries. If you suspect the winning team is not performing restarts in a timely manner, you may choose to add time for that. If it is a blowout, I usually do not add any time. In fact, I may shave time. The main thing to remember though, do not run past your scheduled time. You may not be able to start on time, but you can finish on time. There are also some next level skills for ARs. After a keeper gains possession, the AR should move to the top of the penalty area to ensure there is no infraction. This is a handball because the ball is outside the penalty area. I would not call this without giving at least one warning. This is not a handball because part of the ball is still within the penalty area, but you still may want to warn the keeper that he's really close to being over the line. Once the keeper releases the ball, the AR should go back to the second to last defender. Another next level skill to master is for the center ref to check back with his trailing AR at stoppage points. The center ref should look back to his trailing AR, and the AR should give a small flick with their flag or a hand gesture indicating that everything is okay. Last, let's talk about procedures for managing the handshake. Even after we blow the 3 whistles to end the game, we keep watching the players, coaches, and spectators. Team officials should be the only adults on the field after the game, except of course for things like parent tunnels. But non-coach parents should definitely not be coming out as part of the team to shake hands, and the tunnels should only form after the players complete their handshake. Try to get the teams through their inning cheer as quickly as possible and lined up for the handshake. The center ref should be on one side and the ARs on the other. Make sure the keeper is in front of the line with gloves off, and then invite the teams into the center circle. As they start to high-five each other, the center ref should walk backwards and scan both sides. The ARs should move laterally while watching their side. If the players entering are bragging or trash-talking as they pass, you should stop the process and tell them to go back and try it again. Explain that this is only to congratulate the other team on a game well played and not to brag or insult the other players. Players should not be faking high fives or showing any dissent by gesture. On the rare occasion that you do witness poor sportsmanship, you should bring that to the attention of the coach. In older divisions, a referee can still issue a caution or a send-off during the handshake. The final task of the day is to make sure the AR's game cards match up with the center ref's book and that all the information is complete. And then congratulate each other on a job well done.
Well, that's pretty much it for next level referee skills. Hopefully you got a lot out of our video series for new referees. Look for our next video where we're going to talk about managing kicks from the mark. We'll see you on the pitch.
Special thanks goes to the following.
Hi, I'm Veronica from Region 34 in South Redondo Beach.
Robert Rust, 1258 Las Vegas.
Joe Bryant, 677 Canyon Country.
Hi, this is Vince with Region 34 in South Redondo.
Katie Boards, Region 34, South Redondo Beach. Hi, I'm Bridget Sheehay, Region 34, South Redondo.
Nash, Region 34, South Redondo.
My name is Kingston Knight, and we're in Region 34.
Arlo, Region 34.
Harry, South Redondo, Region 34.
Steve Walters, South Redondo, Region 34.
James Sunderman, South Redondo.